Hi guys, welcome back to The Search. POV, I'm halfway up a mountain.
So today is the big one, big walk. The reason why I came pretty much try and see, find and smell Daphne petraea. Also hoping to see, oh look at this orchid, hold on. This one's so nice, I'm going to video it. Isn't that wonderful? Where was I? Yeah, also hoping to see Saxifraga tombeanensis. And while I'm talking about these plants, I want to touch a little bit on the area, because between Lakes Como and Garda, you've got the Adamello Park, the Bergamasque Park, and the Tombea range. There's all these really, really rare and unusual and very specific flowers that only grow around here. The ones I've just mentioned, Saxifraga vandelii, Saxifraga arachnoidea, Campanula raineri. These things are all confined to these hills. And I don't know why, but it's really, really rich in flora, and very exciting flora at that. So yeah, and you know what? I'm still thinking about that snail. As far as snails go, it's quite a cute snail. Good news and bad news, such is life. One of the things I wanted to see, Primula spectabilis here, is in seed. It's finished. I did see some very faded flowers yesterday, and I thought, no, I'll leave it because tomorrow I'm going a bit higher and there's bound to be millions of them in flower there. And they finished. I guess you can't have everything, can you? Maybe I'll see some if I go higher up.
Okay, now here's where things get a bit more tricky. Look at these lovely violas, not pansies, violas. This one I'm pretty sure is Viola calcarata. Lovely, lovely thing. Now look at this one, this is different. But I don't really know what it is. There's so many, they're so similar, and the pictures are very similar in the book. Please, answers on a postcard.
Look, we've got another one out here. Look at this beautiful Primula auricula. And there's a caterpillar going for it. Bloody hell.
Right, a couple of nice easy plants to identify here. Globularia cordifolia on the left, and the leaves of Helleborus niger. The old Christmas rose there. So, you know, multiple seasons here. We saw the culture come autumn, you know, come very early spring, you'll see the hellebore. We have this lovely little plant that inhabits the same sort of habitat as the Physoplexus comosa, which we saw earlier. And you always want to be Physoplexus comosa, which is a shame because this little thing's actually a lovely little plant in its own right. Pederota bonorota. And look, here we got Saxifraga caesia in flower today. Monge 2, isn't that sweet?
Here we're coming up to the bunkers that were dug out during the First World War, and all along this path here there's loads of them. As you can see here, you've got a view right down to the valley, and of course, you know, this wasn't always Italy, it was Austria. Then a lot of the places in the Dolomites and further north have got their name in, you know, in Italian and also in German, like Bolzano and Bozen. So yeah, it's a funny old range, and when there's some cloud around and rain, it's actually really eerie up here. There's never anyone else around, there's never a soul in sight, so it's kind of spooky. And you know, to think what they were doing up here. Not a very big destination for walkers, so you have to really want to be up here. Oh, there's another cave, check this out. Yeah, and there's another one. So yeah, like I was saying, you really have to want to be up here. Coming from something specific like a Daphne or a Saxifraga. So it's quite, oh, here we go, look! Primula spectabilis. Oh, hello. Ooh. Look at that contrast. The contrast between the white and the pink. It's like, it's ice creamy. Delicious, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, now I don't think the identification between these two, Primula spectabilis and Primula glaucescens, is quite as cut and dried as I thought it was. Potentially they both occur in the same area, Southern Alps, Italy, excluding the Dolomites, so right area. And I think someone else came here and had the same problem. I'm pretty sure this plant here is spectabilis. And if you note on the description, one of the things it says is leaves tending to curl backwards. Now here's another plant. As you can see, the eye's not quite as big and white. And another part of the description for Primula glaucescens is it has leaves which tend to curl inwards. So do you think they curl inwards and the other one curls backwards? And are the petal lobes rather wavy? Certainly it's not as wavy as the first one? I don't know. Anyway, here's a much easier bit of identification. Primula auricula and what I think is probably Primula spectabilis growing side by side. I always think it's really interesting to see two species from the same genus grow next to each other like this, because you can really see the differences between them. But you can also see how much they like the same habitat.
It's also kind of funny in a weird way to think that when Farrar wrote his book when he was travelling up here in the early 20th century, he was talking about when you're travelling in the mountains, when you're in Austria or Italy or whatever, there's no better nationality to be than British. And had he gone a few years later, he couldn't have been a worse nationality. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how things can change very, very quickly. I'm going a bit philosophical now because, you know, I think we've been very lucky the past 80 years or so to be war-free in Europe, and it's not looking good at the minute, is it? Give you that happy thought.
Okay, best get back to the flowers, or in this case the leaves. Here's this veratrum. Look at those gorgeous, bright, green, shiny leaves there. Really, this one is in perfect condition. Now, we can't identify this because we need the flower. We need to see if it's got the little black bit or the little white bit. Nigrum or album. And here's a little rock rose, Helianthemum numularium.
Normally it doesn't show up, but I don't think you can avoid seeing how many gentian there are. Absolutely incredible. Look at it. I've never seen so many.
Yeah, now I think this is Gentiana clusii. Could be a cordless. I'll have to make more effort to identify these when I'm up there, but I'm in such a hurry usually. Anyway, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look. And another one of my favourite combos, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, the gentian and the dryas. They just make such a lovely couple. Look at them. Gentiana verna up here, and look at the colour of this one. That's a very interesting purple. And what used to be orchis, now Anacamptis palustris. And let's take a minute to look at these marvellous views as well, because not only the turfs and the rocks strewn with these beautiful flowers, you look up and there's these fantastic views around you. So there's the boulder range there, and I love the landscape up here. There's all these jaggedy outcrops, and it's very green. There's lots of turf everywhere. It reminds me of sort of like an Avatar landscape. There's the boulder range again, and a little sort of cowshed area. Anyway, continued along the path, and we came across some ranunculacea. First one was Posital alpina, and look at that lovely purplish, blackish, inky, hairy feathering on the back of its flowery bits, and then Anemone narcissiflora, which has pinkish flushing on the back of its flowery bits.
Wow, check this out for a view. I think that's the Alamallo range over there. Right round. A bit stormy. I don't like the look of that at all. And over there, you can't see it, but that's Garda down there. Exciting. Tunnel. Woo! Yeehaw. Holy cow. I think I can see it. I'm going to zoom in. You see that blob of pink there? There's more pink. There's more pink in that rock. That's it. There's a big, really big blob of pink over there. It's not showing up on the video. Yes, it is. There. Right in the middle of the screen right now. I'm going to go for it. Yeah, that's it. Daphne petraea. Finally found it. Bacon sent me up here, Farrar sent me up here, they've all sent me up here to look for it, and now I've found it. The scent is so sweet, it's like honey, it's beautiful. Seeing it makes it feel all worth it, you know. The early flight, Stansted, braving Stansted to come and see this thing. The long walk, everything. When you find these flowers, something you've been looking for a long time, I feel very privileged to be here around this because, you know, it doesn't grow everywhere. It's very, very rare indeed. So here we go, Daphne petraea. I'm not going to kiss it because it's poisonous. And, you know, I'm sure you don't want me to die of plant poisoning.
Okay, I'm not going to bother trying to describe this myself. Let's let Farrar do this, as Farrar does so well. Daphne petraea is the most absolutely saxatile of all rock plants. In microscopic crannies, it roots back into chinks where no soil can be, only moisture and lime. Here it forms bushes that lie tight and hard against the cliff. Each thick little wooden twig, gnarled and pressed against the stone, is crowned with a tuft of dark green, tiny, narrow oval leaves, solid and lucent. And on these mats, in heads of 2 or 3, are scattered the great rosy trumpets, flat and firm on the firm, flat mass. Indeed.
On a separate note, I'm going to have my dinner now. I got my little sausage out the fridge this morning and it had gone bad. And that was confirmed by an Italian. So we fed it to his dogs. But luckily I have this. If you've not tried this before, this is guanciale, which is one of the lesser known Italian cured meats. But it is fantastic. So there we go, yeah. Guanciale. Look at that. Daphne and guanciale. What a day.
As I sat here eating my lunch, I reflected on many things, not least of all, the Daphne. I was here in its presence, in its home. And it got me thinking about the protagonist in the James Joyce novel, the beauty of this plant, not only its sight and its scent, but its rarity. She would have loved it, he would have loved it. And what a gift, being able to recognise and witness this beauty. Well, a little bit higher up still, and some lovely little Primula auricula flowering away, aren't they gorgeous? Some more Saxifraga arachnoidea. Is that golden blossom? I think not. It's sort of greenish yellow, isn't it? Anyway, a lovely little white ranunculus here. Now, those leaves in the foreground actually are not the leaves of the ranunculus. It's a bit of an optical illusion. If you look right at the back there, you can see them. This is Ranunculus bilobus. And then a little viola that I do know, Viola biflora. Lovely little chap. Now this viola, I think this one is Viola jubiana. The right one is a bit scraggy, but look at this one in the left. I mean, isn't that a fantastic, gorgeous little rock plant?
So there it is, there's the bluff where Daphne petraea resides. It's a lovely formation of rock.
So that was it. It was time to head back down. What a wonderful day, fulfilled. Now, the observant among you are saying, what happened to Saxifraga tombeanensis? Well, I found one. It was way out of reach. I had to video it and then take screenshots of my video. But look, here it is. This one little plant. Half of it's dead. Look at those tiny little rosettes. Sadly not in flower. I scoured all of that mountain trying to find it and I could not find it. So this is a good thing. This means I still have to find it. I still have to cross it off the list. I have to come back. But sadly, didn't find Saxifraga tombeanensis. Anyway, back at the ranch and... I bought this little beauty yesterday. It's mainly for... obviously, you know, when I'm up in icy peaks, getting a grip, but also for fending off bears, wolves, and those pesky little vipers. The only problem is it's a bit too big, so sadly I'm going to take the saw to it. So this is great. I love the workshop here. All the tools. Look at all these brilliant tools everywhere. Loads of stuff. Look at the old stand jaw, whatever they call that. Loads and loads of stuff. Nice sturdy vise. Right, let's try and find a saw. No. This kind of reminds me of that scene from Pulp Fiction. But no.
Perfetto, grazie.
Perfect.
Yes, perfect indeed. Grazie mille, Andrea. Thanks for watching, guys. Another great day. See you all tomorrow.